Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsuman. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with down south, the state of Tamil Nadu, where there is, yet again, a government versus governor situation brewing, especially with the ruling disposition, the DMK, not taking kindly to some of the comments made by Governor RN Ravi while he was addressing a gathering and making certain observations. Now, the tussle. The question is, who is taking the right stand between the two? The governor stoking a fresh row where he turned around and said that there was something not very genuine about the Sterlite protests. He alleged and then he indicated that he believed that the Sterlite protests were actually funded by vested interests to derail perhaps a story that was going in the interest of Bharat. Now, he also turned around and said that for many governments who should understand this is that when the governor says that certain bills will be delayed, that is a polite way of saying that these bills are dead and they should not be considered and they should not be pressed with going forward, because perhaps the government of the day is not actually taking the right stand. But the larger question, ladies and gentlemen, is in this fight between the political party, the DMK, and the governor of the state of Tamil Nadu, Sri RN Ravi, who is actually taking the right stand? Who is actually trying to put the facts as they are and saying, let's try and take a pause and consider all angles and aspects. Let's try and understand where this controversy first erupted. The Tamil Nadu governor said the protest against the Sterlite copper plant in Thoothukudi, which led to its closure, was fully funded by foreign entities. The governor also said that if the governor keeps a resolution pending without assent or consent, it means a polite rejection. Listen to what he had to say.
It was a purely foreign funded entire activities which led to the protest, unfortunate police firing, and that cost innocent lives. That is a very sad part of it. But they wanted this Sterlite to be closed because that Sterlite produced 40% of our copper need. And you know how copper is important for electronic industry.
Copper, electronic industry, 40% of Bharat's needs. One should understand which foreign entity is being pointed at by the governor. Meanwhile, there's been strong criticism that's come forth from the DMK. The governor shouldn't think he's a great dictator. Violation of constitutional definition is happening from the governor's office. Hope the governor retracts the comments. That's what the comment came from the Chief Minister, MK Stalin. Meanwhile, challenge the governor to speak in Thoothukudi is what the challenge came in from Udayanidhi Stalin. Kanimozhi said the Tamil Nadu governor is defaming people's struggle. Now, this immediately set off a political face-off between the BJP, which is fast emerging as the opposition in Tamil Nadu, or an opposition to reckon with in Tamil Nadu, and of course the DMK. The AIADMK under Edappadi Palaniswamy so far has remained guarded on this matter. Listen.
Governors are nothing but appointees who are rubber stamped and are supposed to abide to the will of the people. This governor, by not passing bills passed by the elected legislature, he is insulting the voices of 8 crore people who have elected this DMK government with a thumping majority.
We have been saying right from the day one that some anti-social elements and anti-national elements were involved. Even the AIDMK had been saying that. Even today they are saying that. Our question is why the DMK is getting so much of anxiety, and they are getting I don't understand why they should get so tensed about this Mr. Ravi's speech.
Well, I must admit that the AIADMK in the past has also said that there was some argy-bargy. But now the AIADMK has also come forth and criticized the Tamil Nadu governor. They have said the AIADMK leader KP Munuswamy told reporters that in Krishnagiri that action was taken against Sterlite based on the sentiments of the people. So once again, there is a certain guarded approach because what about the local sentiment or the people's sentiment? But are facts facts? Who's been economical with the facts and who's playing up one against the other. Let's get into this face-off. Narayanan Tirupati of the BJP, Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President is with us. We also have Manu Sundaram, the MK spokesperson. Well, namaste and Jai Hind to both of you gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on the right stand. Manu Sundaram ji, let me ask you, you may disagree with the governor, but for your own party colleague on a public platform to call saying that governors are mere rubber stamps, is that not an insult? Can you hear me, Manu Sundaram? Manu Sundaram ji, can you hear me?
Sorry, Anand, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Question?
Am I audible to you now? We'll just try and fix that connection. He's joining us via Zoom link. But Mr. Nar, can you hear me, Manu Sundaram ji?
I can hear you now. I apologize. I
Okay.
didn't hear much of what you said. Could you please repeat?
No, my simple question was, we heard Dharanidharan ji there saying that a governor is nothing but a mere rubber stamp. Now, is that not an insult?
That's right.
Is that not an insult? So the
it is
DMK
not.
can say whatever they want towards the governor's office or a constitutionally appointed body or a person, but the governor should not explain their thoughts or keep his point of view.
So let's not get too carried away by words because it's important to understand the context. And the words rubber stamp, shorthand have all been used in various Supreme Court judgments. Now, what you and I and all of us can agree upon is that the governor holds a constitutional office. With that comes constitutional duties, constitutional proprieties. The proprieties are what they say, how they act, how they conduct themselves, so on and so forth. Constitutional duties are how they form part, an integral part of the executive setup. Now, the executive setup, as you know, works in sync with the legislative setup. Now, our problem is twofold, Anand, and I'll be very short. There are 14 bills passed by the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly. Some have been passed unanimously, meaning by not only the DMK and its allies, also the AIADMK as well as the BJP. Now, all these bills have been held by the governor. This is a constitutional illegality. Now, the impropriety is what he says about Sterlite, and I'll come straight to Sterlite because that was the focus of your opening comment. Now, there are three problems with that, Anand. First is, where does the Honorable Governor get his information from about these being foreign funded and so on? Second is, why has he not sent any particular report along these lines to the union government? As you know, the governor forms an integral link between the state and the union government, and he, in a sense, reports to the union home ministry. Thirdly, the Sterlite protest, Anand, as you very well may remember, took place in 2018. The two political parties who formed part of the ruling dispensation in 2018 were the AIADMK in the state and BJP in the center. If the governor's allegations are true, does it not reflect a poor intelligence setup by the then Union Home Ministry under BJP, as well as the local intelligence by the AIADMK to allow foreign-funded or foreign-backed entities to run away with the nation's agenda? So this question really must be answered by the BJP.
Let us take it to the BJP, Manu Sundaram ji. Let us take it to the BJP. I have a few questions which I would like to ask of the DMK beyond the realm of what has happened in the past. But since you've raised some very pertinent points, let the BJP answer that first. Yes, Narayanan Tirupati ji, it happened during when the AIADMK and the BJP were in power, or at that time. At that time, nobody called it a conspiracy. The governor is sitting on bills which have been unanimously passed in the assembly. So is the governor abiding by his constitutional role and responsibility?
Anand, that time, in fact, in your channel also, we have discussed, and I have very clearly said that there is a conspiracy, and vested interests, particularly anti-social elements, have definitely barged into this protest, and they are the reasons, they were the reasons. And we also said that, in fact, we have very strongly, we have condemned the killings also, the innocent people. So, number one. Number two is that, Anand, I would like to recollect, I think if you Google it, you will get it. On 24 24th February 2012, Mr. Manmohan Singh, the then Prime Minister of India, had very, very clearly stated that whoever protested in Kudankulam were taking funds from America and the Scandinavian nations. This is what Mr. Manmohan Singh said, and they are the reasons for the protest, and it was acknowledged and seconded by Mr. Karunanidhi on February 29, 2012, saying that yes, these Kudankulam protests are funded by Americans and the AIDMK is supporting the protesters. This is what Mr. Karunanidhi and also Mr. Manmohan Singh said. Whatever Mr. RN Ravi said, the same words. These people are blocking the growth of the nation. This is what Mr. Manmohan Singh said. And now this DMK, which had accepted what Mr. Manmohan Singh said the other day, in 2012, they are trying to say that what Mr. Ravi says is unconstitutional. Mr. Ravi is trying to unnecessarily get into the politics and all those things. Now Mr. Stalin has to tell one thing. The same district, nearby district, whether he should accept that these Kudankulam protesters are anti-nationals or not. Because they have said, Mr. Karunanidhi had committed, he has acknowledged. Or the Tuticorin, if they are ruling, then all these people are anti-nationals. If they are in opposition, then they are
my question is a larger question. My question is a larger question. If pending bills and some of these pending bills are unanimously passed, that means parties across party lines, treasury, opposition, if they are unanimously passed, should the governor explain why he's sitting on them?
Yes, Anand, yes. See, regarding these bills, I strongly deny what Mr. Manu Sundaram said, because BJP has never supported these 14 bills, whatever it is there. And these out of these 14 bills, the Chief Minister actually explained what are all the bills pending. At least 10 bills are pertaining to the universities, wherein they want to remove the governor as chancellor from all these universities and appoint their vice chancellors. This is the main reason behind all these things. Because they, at least in the last two decades,
I have limited time. I have limited time. So
one second.
What I'm going to do is, let's break this into two aspects. One is the political fight aspect in terms of the bills. The other one is an interest, which is a national interest, Manu Sundaramji, and that's where I want to shift the attention. See, what has happened is, Sterlite Copper was actually contributing to 40% of India's copper needs. My question to you is, should such a company and should India, and it was coming from Tamil Nadu. So should the DMK not itself launch an investigation saying, was the entire protest motivated? Is there any truth to it at all? And if there is truth, then get to the bottom of it. Secondly, should India start producing and meet its own copper needs rather than depend on foreign entities again? Should there be a situation that should be created and an atmosphere that should be created? Is it not in everybody's larger interest? So, can we take the story forward is what I'm trying to ask you, and how can we do it?
Without a doubt, Anand, I take your point in one sense that India needs to be self-reliant, and it's not only limited to copper, but in all critical minerals, all emerging technologies, cyber technologies, and so on, right? And I don't think any of us can dispute that. In fact, it is the Prime Minister's own claim that he wants to promote Make in India. We, on our part, we want to promote Make in Tamil Nadu, as there is every other state government. Now, to answer your specific question on Sterlite, and I don't want to obfuscate like Mr. Narayanan did, talking about Kudankulam and other things, but on Sterlite, please understand, Anand, the matter is now pending before Supreme Court. What is pending before Supreme Court? In 2018, forget the protest. Let us leave the protest aside for one moment. The Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board denied permission to give it consent to operate. It's called consent to operate, consent to establish. The two permissions that are to be given by the Pollution Control Board in Tamil Nadu. Under which government? The state government, ADMK government. What happened thereafter, Anand? please recollect the matter was first argued before the High Court extensively and then taken to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court till date, Anand, not Manu, not DMK, not BJP, not ADMK, in spite of what BJP thinks about the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court has refused to overturn the decision of the Pollution Control Board of Tamil Nadu to deny permission. Now, this is an environmental issue that is between a state government authority, which had taken decision in 2018, backed by a cabinet decision then, and the the private company, and the matter is now before Supreme Court. Now, until the Supreme Court takes a call, we cannot actually decide whether a company, be it Sterlite or whatever other company, can operate. All right. So your public interest sentiment is well taken, but unfortunately, on this particular issue, please look.
I'm aware of this matter being in front of the Honorable Supreme Court. But I'm also asking a larger question that as the DMK and the BJP have a political fight and there is a political fight going on, are we also not looking at a position where we can? I'm just asking you because you have the overwhelming mandate of the people in Tamil Nadu. I'm just parking it with you that is this not in the larger interest of everybody if a particular situation can be resolved? Because I'm looking at it from that point. As far as Narayan Tirupati ji is concerned, I want to understand, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, is the governor going to hold on all the bills? Or are there bills which he's sitting on which should be passed? That's another part. And secondly, sir, if he is saying that it was foreign funded, there were foreign entities behind, then should we not expose those foreign entities? Is it not the responsibility of the governor to also tell the state government of the day, let's get to the bottom of this and let's expose those people? Because if there is an expose that happens, then by default there will be an impact that will happen. The Supreme Court will also take cognizance of the same.
Anand, there are two issues. As I told you, all these bills pertaining to universities because they want to appoint vice chancellors, because they want to make the chief minister.
Sir, that is a politics. That you can make a political argument there, and if the government wants, they can take the governor to the court or vice versa. I am asking purely. I am moving away. I am asking on Sterlite Copper, 2018 to 2023. Nearly 5 years plus.
As far as
matter in court, what have we done to resolve this to ensure that we start producing copper in our country again?
Absolutely, yes. Definitely. In fact, even I have argued so much in that issue that definitely we need Sterlite Copper to function. But unfortunately, it has gone to the court, and the court has to decide. And it is there in the court. Whatever the court decides.
If the political will, collective political will is to find a solution and get the court to hear it and decide on it,
I don't think, Anand.
It will happen. If the collective political will is to ensure that people are saved, environment is saved and Sterlite continues to produce copper, that can also happen. Right now, I am requesting everybody to take the right stand in the interest of the country, rise above this political fight because that will continue. At the end of the day, Tamil Nadu has to be the growth engine for Bharat. It's one of the important growth engines. So if this issue is resolved, it is going to contribute not just to Tamil Nadu, but eventually also to the political fortunes and of course the fortunes of the people who are going to be employed there. And of course, larger story. So I'm going to leave it there. I have limited time. I'm going to leave it there. Manu Sundaramji and Mr. Narayan Tirupati. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Staying with Tamil Nadu, ladies and gentlemen, quickly bringing you up to speed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in Tamil Nadu. And he'll be in Tamil Nadu over the weekend. On Saturday, he will inaugurate the newly integrated terminal building of the Chennai International Airport, which has been developed at an area of about 2,20,917 square meters. It has been developed at a cost of around 1,260 crore. The estimated cost was around 2,500 crore back in 2018. Now, the addition of this new integrated terminal building will increase the passenger serving capacity of the airport from 23 million passengers per annum to 30 million passengers per annum. So an additional 7 million passenger capacity being added. The new terminal is a striking reflection of course, Tamil culture, incorporating traditional features such as the kolam, sari, temples and other elements that highlight natural surroundings. The new terminal has many unique features and skylights is one of them. Skylights ensure energy savings and lower the utility bills, and they can increase eco-efficiency to brighten up rooms and make them more inviting and comfortable, while also reducing reliance on artificial lighting. Around 24 skylights have been installed in the new integrated terminal building. And the new integrated terminal building has a 100% LED lighting feature, which is a major green initiative by the Airports Authority, and this is now going to be seen across all the new airports or the redone airports. The modernization of the airport has been undertaken in 2 phases with an overall cost of about 2,467 crore. The new integrated terminal building will have 140 check-in counters split among 7 check-in islands to further increase the aesthetic elements inside the terminal. Counters are being made with solid acrylic of vibrant shades, color shades. So looks spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. The inauguration will happen by the Prime Minister on Saturday. Moving on.